Welcome to Times India TV. Today it is a special day as India is celebrating 75th Independence Day. On this special day, we have a special guest, Dr. KJ Vargheese from Kerala. He is an associate professor and research guide from Christ College, Kerala. Really having Dr. KJ Vargheese in our studio on Independence Day and sharing the wonderful milestones in the history of India. It's a really remarkable. And I can assure you that our guest, Dr. KJ Vargheese, is going to make this program a really splendid with his knowledge and with his subject. So it is going to happen in few minutes. But before we going into the program, let's hear something from Dr. KJ Vargheese about himself, because I said his name and designation, but we have to dive into deep to explore. Because before exploring the achievements of our nation, let us explore His Excellency Dr. KJ Vargheese at this moment. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, brother, for such a wonderful introduction. And you have asked me to introduce myself. Okay, as you said, I am an associate professor of English from Christ College Autonomous Irinjalakuda, Kerala. And more than that, I often, people say that I'm an educationist and educator. And of course, I'm an international speaker. I've spoken in many international platforms, and a few of them was shared by you yourself. So I'm really happy to be here, and especially to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Okay, because it's such a wonderful time for us, 75 years after independence. When we just look back, what independence has given us. And I may be speaking from my own experience, my own area of education, so that the little I contribute to this great venture that has been launched by you is really a great pleasure being with you. Okay, so this is what I would like to introduce myself, and I've published in journals, both international and national, and I'm also a reviewer and an editorial member of many international and Scopus Index journals, and I'm happy to share that I'm an associate editor of few journals too. So in fact, and I've published books on, of course, in my area of expertise is in fact use of information and communication technology, ICT in education, and to be very specific, in English language teaching and English language education. So it is really nice being with you, especially on this great day of our 75th Independence Day. Thank you, sir.
Hey, that's so great. That's so great, because your achievements are your achievements are making us so inspired. Of course, you are a source of inspiration. You are a source of knowledge and wisdom, because we have interacted in so many programs, so many webinars. Of course, we know, but our audience want to hear from you. That's why we asked that question.
Thank
you so much. We are very much happy. It's a great beginning, and we are going to go for a foundation of our nation, because our nation's foundation for the last 75 years, it's all our achievements, because we are heading towards a superpower, or it's called Vishwaguru, whatever it may be. There will be a day when we proudly say that our nation is a developed nation. Okay, anyway, before that, because, our achievements make us feel it's a privilege or feel it's a proud. So we are feeling on this special day very proud of our nation. So let's recall our achievements. So at this moment, my question is, what, according to Dr. KJ Vargheese, what are the milestones, remarkable achievements set by our great nation, India?
Oh, this is a wonderful question. To enumerate the milestones set by our nation, are many. But from my point of view, as an educationist, I would say India has the largest higher education system in the world, with over 1,000 universities and affiliated colleges and deemed to be universities, we can be really proud of our educational system, because the journey from 1947 to 2022, as far as education is concerned, was in fact with a lot of challenges. And when India was free, we had only the British system of education. But now, with education policies, and also with the last new education policy, we are thriving to be the best. And one of the greatest milestones, I would say, is the largest higher educational system that we have. Another, a few more, milestones to share. One is that we have become the global soft power. In fact, and thanks to our science and technology, and India, as we all know, is the sixth, nuclear power. And especially the coded name Smiling Buddha, we have shown the world that we are progressing in every walks of life, every field of knowledge. And I'm also reminded of the Green Revolution, and also the White Revolution and the Blue Revolution. And Green Revolution, as we all know, of course, the hype in agriculture and agricultural products, thanks to technology again, and White Revolution, as far as dairy and farming are kind of dairy technology. And now we all know that we are, of course, in the gray revolution, gray phase of the revolution, that is in the knowledge revolution, in the information era, and we are contributing to our best. What India can contribute is being done at its best by Indians. So I think on the 75th anniversary of our independence, we can be really proud of ourselves, because we have taken great leaps, I would say, in science, in technology, in information, and of course, in the educational system. So in fact, these are all, and credit, I should say, of course, goes to all Indians, okay, who are trying to make India the best place in the world.
So amazing, brother. That's so amazing and inspiring. Thank you for that great answer. Okay, we have seen the legacy, the great journey of India, but at the same time, we have to see the other side of the coin. Okay,
yes,
that's very important, because still we are lagging behind, because we are seeing that our country is a developing country. So there are some areas where we have to strengthen ourselves. So as we are celebrating this 75th Independence Day, we have to recollect where we are lagging behind, so that we can advance ourselves. So what, according to Dr. KJ Vargheese, what are the areas that India is lagging behind, and what are the possible solutions to overcome such problems?
Okay, and I expected this question, because when we are proud of ourselves in many walks of life, in many fields of knowledge, at the same time, we should remind ourselves that ours is a developing country. We have not now been categorized as a developed country. So of course, we have to go miles to go before we sleep, I understand. Okay, if I were to quote the great poet, who have written "Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening," which was the last 4 lines which our first Prime Minister kept, on his table to remind himself about the duties. It is miles to go before we sleep. And one of the things which comes to my mind is, of course, research and development, R&D. We need to improve a lot. We need to improve a lot as far as research and development is concerned. Okay, and one reason what I find is low investment in this area. See, we are behind many other things. So I think the investment that the government makes, the whole country makes in research and development to a certain extent is minimum. We should increase it, because when we think of the number of patents that we have received and the researches, okay, often we lag behind a bit. And one reason for that, is the brain drain, I should say. Our youngsters get educated here and often they migrate to other countries. Maybe they have better research facilities there. Better, atmosphere there for research. That may be one reason. So I think if you could concentrate especially on research and development, we can we should have a kind of reverse brain drain, I would say, so that our country will develop to an extent where we will become a superpower. So research and development is one area where we lag behind. Another area, if I were to mention that we lag, is our what I call industry and manufacturing. To a certain extent, see, we don't have international standard products or products which often say, see, a time would come when people say this is an Indian product. And of course, our government has set, a goal of Make in India. To a certain extent, I think this Make in India program would help us to develop international products at the international level. So these are a few. There are many. So I'm just concentrating on a few areas where we need to improve. One is research and development, and the other one is, of course, the manufacture, because often our infrastructure is a bit weak. And since our infrastructure is a bit weak, see, our manufacturing industries are not, in fact, producing products of international level, whatever may be the product. So, Make in India is a good initiative the government has done. And when our industrialists, instead of going and starting up great startups in other countries, if they concentrate here, okay, naturally, I think this kind of lagging. And of course, a population control, okay, population explosion, to a certain extent, it affects us in different ways, I should say. Okay, unemployment to a certain extent. And of course, we have the manpower, but we should have the quality manpower. And naturally, when I think the statisticians say maybe in 5 years' time, naturally, we will be the most populated country in the world. We will naturally, in a way, we will put China behind us. But this is something which we should take a special care, because, see, naturally, we should have better, what you call, population control measures, because that itself, to a certain extent, will affect our growth, our economy, our employability, everything. So these are a few things where we lag behind, but naturally we have the solutions. As I said, good investment in research and development area, RD area, and give them, possible help, maybe in the form of subsidies, and better research environment. We'll have to create better research environment researchers. Okay, so that will help them to stay back in their own country instead of migrating. So that's one thing. And startups will help to better our products. And naturally, if such subsidies are given by the government for the industrialists, okay, manufacturers will have products of international standard too. So these are a few things where we lag behind, because ours is a developing country. Naturally, I think we'll make up for all this, and we are on the way to be a developing country, a superpower. That's what I think.
Not you are thinking. You said from A to Z, A, B, C, D, something like that, because you started from research. Then you have taken to, really, that's so awesome, because you have given almost all the problems, almost all the lagging areas. Really, yes, our government has to put that side, and certainly we'll overcome all these hurdles. And one day, there is a day when we say proudly that we are a developed nation. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. But my question is, just imagine, is there a day in future when we say that we are superpower, or India is superpower, or India is developed in all aspects? Can you imagine the day in near future by which time India can reach that point? Is there any guess? from your side?
Sure, why not? Why not? See, we are on the way to be becoming a superpower. Maybe in 5 or 10 years' time, I think we will, I mean, send all these great superpowers behind, or we'll become one of the superpowers. So we are not just going ahead of them, but we'll become one.
Great, that's so great. Because we
such
have to be, because we deserve it. We have
Yeah.
to be, because
Yes.
by becoming a superpower, we should not fight with it's not
No,
about
no, no.
fighting,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's it.
it's
That's
to
it.
feed each and every citizen of India, because
Correct,
there are
correct, correct.
millions of people
Because we are all global citizens now.
having. Yes, yes, yes.
Because of this science and technology, I mean,
Yes.
the whole world has shrunk into a global village. So
Yes,
naturally,
yes, yes, yes.
yeah, we are global citizens. So we are not putting anyone behind, but
Yes,
we
yes.
are becoming superpowers.
Yes,
And
by
enjoy
becoming
the,
a superpower, we are feeding our people. What we are saying is
yeah,
just we are feeding good
yes,
food, essential commodities to everyone. That's what.
yes, yeah,
Yes, that's so great, brother. So, but here my question is, of course, you are doing a wonderful job, commendable job, fantastic. You are a visionary. All irrespective of all these, my question is, what is Mr. KJ Vargheese contribution towards the nation, towards the society? We
Oh,
want to hear from you.
and that I should say is a very difficult question to answer, because I'm just one among the big number. What I'm doing is what little, what I can as an educationist, as an educator, because we know teachers are the backbone of the society. So since teachers are backbone of the society, and education is the basic thing that we should have for the growth and development. See, I think if people are educated, I can quote maybe the example of Kerala, we have 100% literacy. So naturally, if we are in a way striving towards this 100% literacy in India, India would be totally a different. And I think we are making it. Many states are very near to that goal, and many are trying their best. Okay, now I think if I'm not mistaken, around 70-75% literacy is there in all of India. So naturally, we are fighting against illiteracy. And that is what we people are doing. And as a teacher, as an educator, and especially what I would like to tell you is when we design the curriculum, when we design the syllabus of each universities, every way, we should have that mark where India would reach, or that should, everything should help India to reach that position of a superpower. So in fact, what I'm doing in the little way to a certain extent is conscientizing the youth. See, I deal with the youth. So naturally, conscientizing them to be live their own life to a certain extent, and practicing it. And I'm part of many. I mean, so see, I'm with you often. I mean, in all your endeavors to make this world, India, a better place to live. And not only that, see, I'm into such organizations where, I mean, especially during the pandemic, we were doing a lot of webinars, international conferences, etc., and reaching the youth in a special way so that they are conscientized. One point. Another one is we are doing whatever little help that we can give to the local community. Because see, when we help the local community, each and every one, especially educating them, guiding them, and in a way, I mean, and contributing, maybe helping them the way that we can, I think naturally the India would become a better place to live. So in a way, see what, and again, I mean, India, if it needs to become one of the best places in the world, and our happiness index should go high. See, a few things, maybe like India should be a corruption-free India. The corruption, of course, at the bureaucracy level, at the political level, should be fully eradicated. And another one very important thing is women's safety. Okay, because we read in the newspapers, we come to know from media, there are a lot of atrocities often committed against the fair sex. And to a certain extent, if we can, I think the whole youth are now conscientized about it. But even then, there are, atrocities committed against women. That should be 100% stopped. Poverty eradication. And what I'm doing is, in my own way, in my own little way, I am into such organizations to help the poor. So we all know it's not giving a fish to them, but enabling or helping them to catch a fish, the old Chinese proverb. So that's what I am engaged in, maybe, and to eradicate illiteracy so that the whole world becomes 100% literate. And in my own way, I am also investing and doing my own research. And towards the growth of, see, often there is a saying that academic research to a certain extent is limited to academic world. But I would say that the research that we do should be of useful to the community. It's not just for a PhD that we do the research, but it should help the community to grow economically to a certain extent. The vision of each and every researcher should be that they should contribute to the development of the country. And that's why I said, surely the Indians have such a potential that they can take India to the status of a superpower.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Actually, we are asking this question, what is your contribution to nation? Because it inspires so many people. Yes. Because I can say that there is a time when people search for the contributions of Dr. KJ Vargheese on Google, and they'll certainly find a video of this, and they will make notes, because people get inspired, people get ignited. So that's why we are disseminating. We are disseminating the knowledge. We are disseminating what we have in our mind. That's enough.
And you're doing a wonderful job, I should say.
Thank you so much.
Your post where you're meeting, both political, religious leaders, okay, and telling them that work being done, okay, towards the growth of nation, towards the world peace is something really commendable. Okay,
thank you, brother.
That's why I'm always with you, brother.
Thank you so much. Because we are 135 crore population. Yes. Because if everyone does their part,
that's it. The little that we can do as an individual.
Because of course, government is doing its job, but when we all together strengthen our nation, then it becomes.
Yeah, that's true, sir. Brother, yes, because
the day will come. The day will come.
Makes the biggest ocean. We all know
yes. It's going to be that. And last question. Okay. What is your message to the society, to the youth? What is your message to the society and youth?
Okay, and my is believe in oneself, believe in yourself, and you can change the world, right? Because each and every person is unique. Since each and every person is unique, when you believe in yourself, not just imitating others, but instead believe in yourself and do what we can do. And I used to say that every person who is born to this earth has a dream job, a dream profession. It is our duty to find out by looking into ourselves. See, there are, of course, the SWOT analysis can be done. See, we have our strengths. Of course, we'll have our weaknesses. But once you look into yourself and try to reach that goal, the dream profession, naturally, I think the world will be a better place. And again, I'm sure that this kind of migration, the brain drain, that's what, again, I would like to tell my young friends. Brain drain is a big problem as far as India is concerned. When you get educated here, you use the money of the government, and then you often go to other countries, of course, looking or searching for new pastures. But at the same time, you should have a duty to your country. Be here. You will be provided with best research facilities, best infrastructure, with which you can conquer the world. And as you conquer the world, and you can make India proud too. That should be the vision and mission of our young generation. Since I'm dealing with youth, young generation, I'm happy that many of our youth are in a way conscientized on all this, and they're moving in a line. And as they individually become great, they also make India great.
That's fantastic, brother. It is Independence Day, and you made this day very special because it's a 75th Independence Day. We have crossed so many milestones. You have narrated in a way a storyteller narrates because you are an English professor. Then it is very easy task for you. Then you have done a fantastic job by narrating all the journey in a positive note and negative note with constructive criticism and the inputs you have given to develop our nation. Really,